What are we doing again?
I wish you would tell me before you would start videotaping me. You never do.
What are we doing?
We're looking at the baby.
We're gonna go see the baby. Last time we had an ultrasound, they said his stomach was a little small. Not anything that they were worried about, but they just wanted us to come back in, check on it again. So we are coming back to the doctor, and we'll let you know how it goes. Check out that bump. I'm so bad at this. I didn't film again yesterday. We went into the ultrasound, and in the room they had like tape to the TV. No FaceTiming, no photos, no recording. And they didn't have that last time we were there, which was weird. So I'm like out of breath. I just climbed like 2 flights of stairs. Pregnancy! It's okay. I'm pregnant, so that's why I can't breathe, right? Woo! So, okay, I'm situated now. So yesterday after our ultrasound, we couldn't film when we were in there, which was so weird and so annoying, but whatever. The baby looked great. They said at our first ultrasound, well, like our 20-week, like measure everything, they said his stomach was a little bit small and that my placenta was a little bit low from like the normal range. And our doctor, I love her, she was like, I really don't think you need to be worried. Things are a little bit off all the time and then they get right back up to normal, and it usually doesn't indicate that anything's wrong. We just like to double check. So we went back in yesterday, it had been like 6 weeks, to see how everything looked, and everything looked perfect. Everything was measuring perfect. He was so cute. He was like had his feet crossed above his face, and but would like move them to like get a cute picture. So we got a good cute picture of his face and his profile, and he's so cute. I feel like I know him already, which is so weird. I don't know, it's super cool. So I kind of want to do a little, I'm sitting in my car, and I kind of just want to do a quick update about what's been going on. Things have been really crazy. So 2 weeks ago, the last week of January, on a Friday I left my office, and there'd been budget issues just because my company had just acquired another company or merged with another company, so they were redoing budgets for the year and figuring out everybody's places and things like that. And I had been told on Friday that like they were moving me to a different department because they wanted to keep me in. That was the way to work with the budget to make sure I was able to stay. So I was like, okay, sounds good. It's a little weird, but whatever. Monday, they laid off a bunch of people, and it was really crazy and really sad. And I didn't hear anything until I had already left the office on Monday afternoon at like 4:45. My boss called me and was like, this is crazy. I thought you were okay. I thought you were safe, but you're not. You're done. Like, they couldn't move you over. They like couldn't make the budget work. You cost too much. So, and I was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? And I was panicking and freaking out. But anyway, long story short about that, I have done freelance for companies for a long time, and there's one company that had been asking me to come over, or when I had my baby, if I would want to come do part-time for them instead of just a few hours a week. So I just texted the marketing manager there, and he's like, call me immediately. And this was on Monday, and he was like, okay, come in on Thursday and let's get going. So I went on Thursday, worked out my hours, worked out all that stuff, and so I have a full-time gig, which is so amazing. So many amazing things happened to like make it work out the way that it did. On that note, Randy and I had originally chosen our apartment in South Jordan because it was in between his school and my work, like right in the middle, like probably 30-40 miles for both of us. So not, we both had to commute, but not crazy far. Neither of us had to commute a ton, and we were paying a lot to live in that apartment. It's an expensive area, and we'd always intended to go further north. So now that I was working all the way down in that other city, I was working more downtown Salt Lake. We were like, why are we staying in this apartment? And our landlords had asked us if when we were wanting to leave, because the people who were renting after us were family of hers, and they were getting married in February, wanting to move in as soon as we were ready to move out. And they were like, no pressure, no rush, just let us know. And so I texted her and was like, so we've had a crazy change, would they still want to move in? And she was like, yeah. So we picked up that weekend and moved and moved everything, and we're living further north now, and we're in my parents' basement, which some people, I mean, it was hard for me to be like excited about because I felt like it was a big step backwards. But my mom has just broken her leg, so it's like good timing for us to be there to help. We have our completely own basement, so it's all to ourselves. And we're gonna save a lot of money. We've been wanting to buy a house. And since we've been wanting to buy a house, this will help us save money and be not in a lease. When we find something, we'll just be able to jump on it. Or if we're building something, we'll just be able to like move in as soon as it's ready. We won't have to worry about ending leases or subletting or anything like that, which will be really nice. And we'll save a lot of money for that house, for that down payment. So there's a lot of just so many small things have just come together and worked out so well. And I was so embarrassed about all of this. Like, I've been so embarrassed because I've always put my career as like a huge part of me, and being good at what I do is such an important thing to me. I worked really hard to get where I am. I worked really hard in school and then climbed through jobs and worked really hard at different jobs, and I was just so embarrassed that people would see that this had happened to me and this had happened to us and be like, oh, like fell off her high horse kind of thing. I don't know, I was just really embarrassed. But I'm realizing more and more that this was what was supposed to happen, and different pieces of things are falling together so that when we have our baby, I'll be able to work in the way that I want and in the place that I want. I don't know, just so many little things are falling together, and I feel so much happier and so much lighter. I just know that it was what was supposed to happen, and that it's something hard that we're going to have to go through, but that it was like going to be like this no matter what jobs I had or hadn't taken. Like, this is something that we needed to go through and that I needed to go through. If I cry, it's because I'm pregnant, I promise. So yeah, I'm really grateful for everyone who has been so supportive of us, who has been so kind. I've had so many friends who literally came and cleaned my apartment, and like, I can't even express how grateful I am for that, because like, I'm pregnant. Like, getting on the floor and scrubbing things isn't what a lot of people tell you to do, and like, so many family and friends have come help us move things, so that we didn't have to do it all by ourselves. And like, mostly I'm so grateful for Randy. He has seriously been a freaking rock star through all of this. He has been so wonderful and sweet. He's never complained. He's never been worried. He's just been there to comfort me as I've been stressed and freaking out, and just, it's gonna work out. Like, calm down. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. That's what he consistently says to me. And he's right. It has. And we've grown closer because we've been figuring out this together, and I feel like so ready to tackle anything, especially with this baby, that like, we went through this crazy hard thing while we were getting ready to have this baby. Like, we can handle anything. So yeah, that's just kind of what's been going on with us. So I'm working at this new place, so we're living further north. We're really happy, and we're taking it a day at a time, and just so grateful for all the things that we have and the people that we have in our lives. We're really lucky. And that's just kind of our little update of what's been going on. Like I said, the baby looks great. We go into the doctor again this week for my appointment, not an ultrasound for the baby, but like an appointment for me, so that's great. Things are just awesome, and we're really happy. Bye, guys.